It's the Gen Weekly Update for Friday, August 3rd, 2018. I'm Joel Yaste. There's so much to talk about this week in Gen. Coming off of our Global Dream Weekend here in Chicago, into our Gen Worldwide Update call this Sunday. Dr. Tom has all the details right now. Dr. Tom?
Hello and welcome to the Friday Update. And let me just begin with a simple word: incredible. It was an incredible weekend that we just spent. Actually a week for some of us, an incredible weekend for most, at Dream Weekend in Chicago. Dream Weekend, where people began to once again dream. People expanded their dream. People decided that they could dream bigger. People learned about the size of their dream and how you begin to shift your energy and move yourself in a direction, letting go of some things, picking up some others, getting back to the basics, listening to the Success Mastery course, applying the principles, and watching what can happen. When you bathe yourself in this experience of a major event, and this one was like no other. The comments that I received, and like I said, we do comments at every event. And the comments that I received when we go through these, when the staff reads these, when Blaine and Dr. Ted and I go over these, and we critique, what I mean by that is that we listen, we take notes, we find common themes. What did we do extremely well? The task here is, what did you like and what did you learn? So we learned the types of things that you, our club members, our fellow Gen brothers and sisters, really enjoy, and what were your takeaways. So what can we do to support those things as time goes on? And I would like to take just a couple of moments to highlight a few of those, because it is, well, it's very gratifying, quite frankly. It's a spectacular feeling to know that the work that your Gen staff puts into putting together and actually producing and pulling off these events, and the work that goes into it from all of your presenters, from Dr. Ted and Blaine and myself to all of the guests, for Ed and Erlene, Stefan, spectacular information. Meg and Aaron, what a beautiful gift in the youth program that we're able to share with what's happening inside the growth of this club. And Shelley Miller, you did a spectacular job, and the I Ching system lives on, and thank you to all of the Gen members who spent time getting to know Shelley more, and to spend time at the table back there learning about that particular system of healing. And it's very rewarding for us to see all of those things. And of course, William at the Gen store, spectacular job. And the list just goes on and on and on and on and on to the presenters that we had that participated throughout the weekend. Let me give you just a couple of comments. I took some notes out of some of these so I wouldn't have to fumble through all the pages with you. Let me just give you a couple of notes of quotes that people had. I'm not the same person. I love the new me. What a transformational experience. The positive energy. I love the family environment, a true theme throughout these evaluations. Family, the feeling of community, the feeling of love, the feeling of togetherness, the feeling of a collective consciousness. It is spectacular. There's nothing like it. If you were there, you get it. If you were not there for whatever reason, if you joined this week, get to the next one. Those live events that's where it happens. That's where where life-changing decisions are made. It re-energized my dream. You see, just having a dream and just kind of putting it on the shelf and being one of those things, oh, I'll get to it someday. Well, someday's today. Someday is today. Start today. Look yourself in the mirror and say, today's my day. Today's my day. I am beginning the journey on my dream. I feel more powerful, more confident. Life is magical. I feel sharper. I have more clarity. I dug deeper than ever before. You see, we did some trainings. We didn't just start Friday, Saturday, Sunday. We started trainings on Wednesdays and Thursdays where people took their level 5 tests. We had someone score 100 on their level 5 test. Got every question right. Hundreds and 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 hundreds of questions. That's listening to the basics. That's applying the information. We had level 6 that we gave again, level 6 training. Many people took it for the first time. Some people repeated it. It is a major step into finding out who you are. And we did both phase 1 and phase 3 of the level 7 training. The beginning of the live training, what we refer to as phase 1, then there are homework assignments that happen between phase 1 and phase 3, which are done for 6 months to prepare you to be ready for what's about to happen in phase 3 of level 7. And it was awesome. It's challenging. You see, it is through challenge that we grow. There are times when I had people say, Dr. Tom, I don't like you very much right now. I still love you. And I love where we are, but right now, you see, when you allow people to grow at their maximum rate, when you push them just enough to get just to the edge of your comfort zone, it's on the other side of that where growth occurs. And people are very happy with the end result, and I'm ecstatic for them to see the growth and the transformation that occurs at the upper levels of this club. You see, this is the first time we've ever had graduating level 7 senior officers, and they were sitting down front. The smiles on their faces and the energy they brought to the room, that collective energy. You see, they not only grew individually, and I described it as each of us growing allows all of us to grow. By each of us expanding and understanding better what makes us tick, how we're wired, it allows us to grow. And when the top of the club grows, it filters down to everyone else. When a trail is blazed, you know, it took forever to run a 4-minute mile. And then once it was done, people all over the world could do it. Well, now level 7 has been done, so everyone can do it. Anyone can do it. All you have to do is apply yourself, and you have to go. You can't go from level 1 to level 7. You must go to level 2, because the information that's given to you at the upper levels of this club only makes sense when you can apply it to the foundation that you build by focusing on the basics. It's a new unit at a time. It's a new you. When you put those two things together, you have, I'm not the same person. You have life-changing experiences. You have amazing lessons in dreaming. You have support, love, and commitment. You have, I found more in this weekend than in the years of friends whom I can't tell my dreams to. You see, the beauty of this club is that you can share your dreams. We talked about this in the Saturday night banquet. We talked about this when people can open up to other club members because you're like-minded individuals. You have similar goals and aspirations. It's a fabulous club. I'm proud to be a part of it. You can make yourself better, and then you can make others better. After 4 years away, I loved it all. It was like coming home. I'm here to stay. You see, sometimes you move in different directions. It's life. And then you find out something's missing, and then you say, you know what, let me just go stick my toe back in the water and see what it's like. And the overwhelming response was welcome home. It is a home. It is a community. If you know previous Gen members, reach out to them. Tell them we're growing. Tell them it's a lovely community. I love meeting new people. I learned to keep going on no matter what. The training holds true in the toughest of times. You see, that's what this is about. Building that base so that when the storms come, when challenges happen in life, when life goes on, you can revert back to your training and it happens automatically. You don't have to think about it. It's not conscious. It's knowingness. And when you move into knowingness, and when you move into that confidence that it's all okay, it's all perfect. No matter what it looks like today, it's all perfect. It's perfect for this moment. That's the beauty of what happens. I'm going to put in more time so I can upgrade. I'm going to study more. You see, the very thing that, I know when I graduated from chiropractic college, I said I'll never take another test. I just swore them off. Well, guess what? Wasn't true. It was a false belief. I learned that there's more to do, and when you want to learn instead of the sake of studying something to pass a test, when you want to learn to own something, man, you take on a whole new meaning, a whole new vibration, a whole new frequency. a whole new desire, a whole new drive. That's what this club's about. It's out there for you. It's laid out in the Success Mastery course is laid out in levels. And all you have to do is start. And then you'll know when it's time to go to the next level. And then you'll know when it's time to go to the next level. And then you'll know when it's time to go to level 3. And then you'll know when it's time to go to level 4. And when it's time to go to level 5. And when it's time to go to level 6. And when it's time to go to level 7. You'll just know. Sometimes you'll have a friend or a family member that gives you a little nudge and says, hey, I'm going, are you? Or don't you think it's time? Or what have you learned new lately? Or what have you applied new lately? Those are all things that are possible. There was one comment in particular that as I was reading through these that I wanted to read, and I wanted to read it in her words. I got connected to a field of super confidence that got me back in contact with my power to dream and to believe at the same time. Wow. The power to dream and the power to believe at the same time. What a great combination. Thank you so much to all of you. It takes time to succeed, but when we take our time to enjoy the journey, it is definitely worth it. Thank you, gentlemen. Thank you, Earlene and all the ladies. And thank you, Jen. This is what this club is about. And speaking of Earlene and your program to continue to have the women of Jen speak and share, I know that Anna, my wife, was very, very honored to have been asked by you to share. And you helped her grow. And I'm forever grateful for that. You pushed her past her comfort zone, as those of you who were there heard and saw. And if she can do it, so can you. Trust me, if she can do it, so can you. So thank you, Earlene, for elevating this club and elevating members of this club to a new level. And Marjan did a spectacular job as well in sharing her story. I'm telling you, if you were not at this event, talk to somebody who was. Listen to what they say about what these women shared and how Jen has impacted their life and how their lives impact them and their families and their surroundings and you. It's a glorious time. And then, of course, on a Sunday, we had Dr. Ted did some great training, some spectacular trainings on not only the Morter March and how we can sink in and understand how we can make these feelings congruent with our brain and our body and our energy field. Spectacular training, Dr. Ted. Thank you. We also had lessons from Ed Foreman. Ed actually shared information in kind of a new way. He just kind of dropped down and just did, it was more like a fireside chat for me at times. And in listening to his expertise and his experience and his delivery and his relatability and his confidence. No one can tell a story that ends up with a great point any better than Ed Foreman. And we're blessed to have him in this club. Of course, Stefan Patino, spectacular job. And we'll get to that in just a moment. We also had 4 gentlemen that shared from stage. And one with his wife, Claudia, as well. Larry Adams did a marvelous job of relating his Jen story. And of course, Doug Ross, a spectacular job as well, of talking about dreaming about being with people and watching them come true before your very eyes. And Peter and Claudia Koosters, of course, a spectacular presentation, a new feature we thought to have. Let's do some couples and see what the family life is like. And the Koosters are also sponsoring an event that's going to happen in Germany. There's more information below. You can find out about that, the details of that coming up in less than 60 days. Spectacular leadership inside this club. And of course, Tom Ward, great job for what you did and you shared. What an incredible presentation. And talking about relatability for people being at different places and where are you on your dream scale, and have you given up on your dream, or have you just kind of put it on the shelf and you're idling along? And great motivation, great success. So thank you to all of those of you who shared, and of course the recognition that we had with the members coming across stage. Wow, what a great energy that happened in that room, and the calls and emails and texts and hugs in the hallway, at escalators and elevators and all over the grounds and at restaurants off-site. This is a really, really incredible family. I mentioned Stefan Patino, and we are releasing for the first time a Jen event at the Patenode Performance Center, at the Patenode Homestead, if you will, at their dojos, on site. I can relate to this because it reminds me so much of things that have happened at Morter Farm. And I know the love and energy that Jock and Linda poured into developing this and raising the 4 children who follow in the footsteps and understand and get it and own it. And there are just a handful of spots available for that. If you have an interest in that, there should be some contact information below as well. It will be an incredible event to have you understand how physical activity and how emotional activity and how what you think about and just basically how you're wired with a Patenode flavor of fun. I can assure you it will be a spectacular event. I'm going to be there. So that's how excited I am about it. I want to share in that experience and share with Stefan. He's a great gift to this club, and he's been giving and giving and giving, and it took time to get everything ready for this to happen, and we're so proud and honored to be a part of that. Thank you, Stefan, for all you have done and are doing and will continue to do for this particular club. Next, of course, we had the event in Chicago Dream Weekend. Our next event, we released where that will be, and it will be a global family reunion, and it will be in Punta Cana in the Dominican Republic. There will be information below again for you to register if you've not yet done that. And it's important that you go through those links and register on that. That's how we get the group rates. That's how we get special rates. It's how we got you rooms in Chicago for $129 a night. This is how it works. When you collectively as a group can bargain for space, everybody wins. And so that's part of the club. That's part of what we do. So please use the link below to send you there. We've been assured it is the best pricing you can get on this piece of property. And it's always important to stay at the property because you're in the energy of the seminar. You're in the energy of the event. You're in the energy of the moment. You're in the energy of your fellow brothers and sisters. And the conversations may be life-changing that happen in an elevator. Maybe it's downstairs. Maybe it's in the restaurant. Maybe it's afterward. Maybe it's in the bar. I don't know. Wherever it is that those conversations begin, this is how you build lifelong friends. You have to be around them. And being in the facility is the very best way to be around those people. And I will tell you, lastly, I'd like to say that we're going to have a Sunday call. This Sunday, it will be at 1 o'clock Central Time. The information, again, is below. The call-in information on what the number will be and the access code. We're going to be giving an update. Dr. Ted, Blaine, and myself, Stefan Patenode will be on there giving you some updates on not only what's happened, but more importantly, how we're going to take what just occurred. How we're going to take those elevated dreams and that ultimate frequency that we change the vibration of this club this past week. This past week, this club changed. And I'm proud and honored to be a part of that. And in that change, we're going to begin to deliver that messaging. And our next major event will be in the Dominican Republic. I look forward to seeing so very many of you there, as so many of you have already pre-registered to be there. If you've not, make sure you get those room blocks because we do have a space. I so look forward to seeing you there. And until next week, thank you so much. I'm Dr. Tom. Back to you, Joel.
Thank you, Dr. Tom, for that insight and information. And thank you for reading those comments. It's nice to see how much people get out of this club, especially at the events. Look for a Gin Report next week with a full recap of Global Dream Weekend. Plus, don't forget about our worldwide Gin Update call this Sunday that Dr. Tom told you about. Details are below. For Dr. Tom, I'm Joel Yaste. We'll see you again on the Weekly Update next week.